I'm Eva Oh, and this is the Teakink podcast. I've been a dominatrix since 2011, and I would like to spill the tea on my life. Thank you for listening.
Hello there, Eva. It's Janik. We actually spoke during a mentorship call, which was very lovely, very insightful, actually, and I had a great time getting acquainted. And that leads me to my question: what if you're touring in solitude, which usually, for me personally, is very exciting to travel around and be in these hotels, but eventually it can also, a lot of people around me couldn't relate to it and can bring a lot of solitude, and certain thoughts can come up. You start to think deeply. Like, what has that been doing to your psyche, touring a lot and being there in your solitude in such an environment that is very unique and niche? I wonder how you reacted to it and how you dealt with that, and what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah, and get people to chat to who are responsive on the WhatsApp and different time zones. Yeah, we can chat to my new AI when it's finally finished. Hopefully, maybe by the time this episode is out, it's done. But yeah, so touring, I don't tour much anymore. This was something that happened monthly for a bulk of my career, but it's something that I haven't, or yeah, I'm trying not to do. I'm trying to do like a plane every second month now. That would be nice. You know, like 2 planes, obviously, back and forth. But I haven't been successful yet. But I think from here I'll be pretty good. April, I'm only doing a local UK trip by car. And then in May, I'll be in Germany for the German fetish ball. And then I'm realizing I want a plane almost every month after that. But that's okay, because I have people on WhatsApp in every time zone. Yeah, solitude. I love solitude. It's one of my favorite things. So deep thoughts that are maybe more challenging are not really something that I come up against. I think deep emotional experiences that I need help through, that happens, in which case I have a very responsive family, thankfully, and some really reliable friends, which is helpful. And I would say none of those particular people do my work, but it is helpful to have a group of people who understand your lived experience also. And so I am friendly with a lot of sex workers, and actually one of them is a sex worker who I can WhatsApp at any time. But also you can get involved with sex worker organizations, and you'll find people who share your experience and probably some thoughts also. But when I did tour heavily, what I would do is, I would go to the same places. You know, I wouldn't go to different cities. I'm a little bit more of a creature of familiarity habit. So even though I was touring, it was always to the same hotel and the same town, and I'd catch almost the same time flights, and I'd even have my bag there already, so I wouldn't have to cart it back and forth. Hotels will keep it for you. And when you have another booking ahead. And I would do the same thing. I'd have however many bookings in a day. And then I would always choose places with really lovely spa facilities. And I would go to that in between or at the end of my appointments. I had a drink that I would drink at the bar, at the end of the day. And I would sometimes never leave the hotel and make my friends come to me. That's another thing. It's I had people in those places. And I guess when you go places enough, you can start to accumulate these. And that can be very helpful. And also, if you want to get in touch with local sex worker organizations, sometimes they'll do like a hotel drop and they'll say hi to you, and just like a familiar face that can, become familiar. And yeah, it can be quite helpful also. But yeah, what not feeling like you're being related to. Yeah, I think that not every sex worker needs to have sex worker friends. Like, I personally think that it would be beneficial because of our space in society to have some sex worker community touch point, even if it's online. But I think that that's something that you would benefit from. I mean, we're connected now, so you're aware of me. But I think it's it's good to be able to do that in our own spaces, our own cities, and the places that we frequent. It helps us maybe connect to things more. Also, these days, I think that as I stop in-person work and I feel like I have more energy, I'm going to start traveling for myself more. I haven't done this in years, I have maybe been on like 3 trips that were for, maybe even 2, that were not for seeing a client or like some task, just a holiday. Like I've been doing that, going to Berlin lately, which has been quite nice. But I tend to go to places where I have friends, where I have people that I love. And that's how I've been choosing my places, quite subconsciously, I guess. Maybe that has helped me to feel less isolated and alone when I'm going to all of these places. Yeah. And I mean, dating apps. A little distraction, a little entertainment. What was the last one? I can't read my own writing in my notes. Wow. I think we're just going to have to forget about that one after deep thoughts. But yeah. Touring, solitude, like finding it exciting. I guess you have to know what you're in it for also, right? It's like, is exciting what is going to keep you motivated? Is money going to keep you motivated? Is comfort going to keep you motivated? Is not feeling alone and isolated going to keep you motivated? So I get the sense that some of those things align between us, and that you might be more interested in fresh experiences than I am. Maybe I'm a little bit more of a creature of habit. So how do we combine the fresh experience of a new place with not feeling alone? Dating apps. I don't know. I guess being connected with the sex work community it's not necessarily someone that you can like call at any time, but I think an understanding that this is a shared experience, that you are not isolated in this experience, can help that feeling of isolation even when you're not chit-chatting to us, and that might be maybe one of the major contributing factors to you feeling a little bit more comfortable in your comfortable hotels. And then, like I bring like a familiar object also. It was a little trick of mine. Like I would always bring the same, I'm not going to tell you what it is, maybe one day, but it was the same thing that was like handed down, a lot of meaning, and it would just like be with me, and I'd like lay it out sometimes, and just these little tricks, I guess, to help you feel like grounded when you're just on the damn road. Yeah, that one is very helpful for me. Also, I had a previous life as a performance artist, and we would tour around the world, and it'd be crazy late nights, weird hours sometimes. And I had this habit. I had that thing with me, the hand-me-down thing, but I would always order spaghetti bolognese at the end of a night. That was another habit that kind of helped me feel grounded. So I guess, I don't know whether other people need this, but my tricks seem to be, yeah, we're on the road, but actually we're doing the same old shit. And we're seeing and staying in the same old places. And so it breeds a familiarity. You just feel like home away from home, right? Maybe there's some tricks that you can learn from pilot forums. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the other people who are constantly on the road. Yeah, and I guess there's also something in the fact that we are there to make people feel welcome, but yet we are in an isolated space that maybe can be like a heightened sense even of isolation, isn't it? I mean, if possible, maybe tour with somebody. Not that you necessarily have to do doubles, but like at the same hotel, you can stay at the same hotel. I've done that, and that's been quite nice. You can like have like meals together, and like look out for each other a bit. And that can be quite sweet also, actually. So like tying up tours, and if you're allowed to do doubles, then, because in some places it's against the law. For stupid reasons that we can go into in another podcast. But yeah, so if you can do doubles, it can also be like another nice offering also. Like a value add. Yeah. So it can be seemingly an isolating experience, but there are tricks to help yourself feel grounded and in some sort of familiarity. But if you're also seeking a thrill and new places, maybe the object thing will help you. Maybe like some personal dates can help you, maybe traveling with people, and definitely connecting with the sex worker community organizations, either locally in those places or in your home place, so that you understand that this is a shared experience, could also maybe help. But yeah, always ordering spaghetti bolognese. At the end of the night. Varying qualities. But you know. That was so long ago. Still on the road. 20 years ago, I think. But anyway, I'm doing well with my touring thing. And I guess it's also important to understand when you need a break, when you start to get a little gristly and your friends tell you that you need a break. So there's that also. But yes, WhatsApps in different time zones. And I hope that there were some things that were very useful in there, and know that we have been alone in hotel rooms with our deep thoughts too. And yeah, please reach out to the people who understand you and cultivate those types of connections. Yeah. Much love, and thank you for listening. Speak to you next time.